channel Star, and welcome back to another video. And today, today is going to be another video, and I'm going to get into some things that I need to bring up because I think it's the end of the year, and like a few days will be 2026, and I want to have a new start and everything like that. If you're new, definitely subscribe, hit that like button so you can see more videos of this. But anyways, let's get into it. So there's some things I need to address because, like, how's it going, like, kind of way and situation. And by the way, I am just venting of what I'm going to say, and I may be a little bit upset because it is what I do at, just me being me, going out and doing things. I'm trying to be very successful, and I am. And I just want to make a disclaimer that even though I may seem upset, maybe not about me, but maybe about other people, what they do. First of all, I don't really care about what other people do unless it affects me personally. So I don't, I just wanted to say that. And also, if I do make comments, saying like if it's like, I'm not trying to demeanor or come down on anybody like rudely or anything, but there are things that I need to address because honestly it really affects me because I am trying to be productive in whatever situation I am going to share. So I just wanted to say that. So what has been going lately? Well, I wanted to also bring up some positive things, maybe later at the end. Yeah, because there's a lot of things that, it's the end of the year, not just personally me, but what's going on in this country that has been going absolutely horrible by what this administration is doing and so forth. But I'm not gonna like talk about politics or anything, just like maybe like more positive stuff about personally me, and then also my 2026 future plans and stuff like that. So but I just wanted to say firstly that since it's Saturday and this week has been very busy, I still have finals, so that's I had to get done at least tomorrow because they're literally due for I believe my electronic music and also music and culture. That's a big deal. But other than that, I just did 2 performances at one at the PAC, and then one that was one in November, but I was thinking, like, I just did a piano recital yesterday. Went wonderful. Did my 3 pieces. I loved it. And both, by the way, the piano recital that I did yesterday, I also recorded the whole concert. So if you want to go check it out, it's on my, it's probably on this past video. Also, I did another concert, which was the Popular Music Ensemble concert. That went well. And my group did at least 5 or 6 songs, 7 maybe. I can't think of how many songs, but we did a great amount of songs, and that concert went well. So but that's what I'm going into is what has been going lately as far as talking about music wise, of like, how's that going. So musically, personally, me practicing in the ensemble, personally, me speaking about me, I think I'm doing so wonderful. I think I'm just so proud of remembering the songs that we have picked, I have mostly picked, but the group agreed to play them, and I think I was just so much more comfortable performing, and also performing during rehearsal. And this is like my second time this year, like being in a group. The first year was like it was a club, and we also did the same thing of performing in the PAC, the Performance Arts Center. And now, since this is officially a class, that now I'm still with the same particular members, and we did the same thing. And there were some great things that happened on that night, but before then, things were kind of really iffy, and I really wasn't comfortable, and I wasn't sure what's going to happen next, because a lot of things there were things that I think as a group need to work on, that they need to work on, but they just really can't lock in when needed.
I don't bullshit.
Okay.
I don't BS. Work is work. I'm there to work. If you need me to do something, I'll get the job done.
And you ain't gonna be into gossip?
People, I will shut it down.
Ooh.
This is a work environment.
All right, so if I hired 2 assistants and one of them was trying to get some gossip on the Lilo, what would you do?
I would be like, that's irrelevant. I'll be like, let's focus on what we need to focus right now.
Ooh.
You need to get your music done.
Ooh. Me?
You need to go in the studio. You don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about them people. You get your work done on time. I will make sure that you get your project done on time. Because that's what I'm here for.
That's right, Sachin.
On Tuesday, this week, on last Tuesday, we performed a rehearsal at the PAC, and it started at 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it started at 1 and ended at 3. And we were just going to quickly set up, bring the stuff there, quickly set up, play the songs, and then end, and then talk about what's happening on Thursday. Coming early on Thursday, and then like showtime, and then how we end and whatever, and that sort of like that. It was during that Tuesday in the ensemble, I had no idea what to think other than think for the worst, especially during these situations, because when you're practicing something as a group and you're practicing these songs, you want to think, for me personally, I want to think honestly, like, what it's gonna go great, but based on some of these things, some things as the group needs to work on, I have to think of the worst, because there's always something that's happened, and that's totally normal. But I think in this situation, it would things can be prevented from thinking, for me, the worst. And so it was not productive, honestly. And I'm not trying to be rude by then we didn't needed to go into the go into the PAC room in the PAC and perform. But like, I think we just, as an ensemble, we need to know what we're doing, as like setting up quickly so that we can go through as many songs as we can. And then once we, covered many songs that we done, then we're pretty good. And that was the opposite. I think, especially because, let me just say the result. The result was me only doing 2 songs, and the one song, which was Creep, with my group, they were okay. That was the song that we didn't needed to redo again. But the second song that was high tops. Did not go well. Did not go well at all. And I think I'm not gonna go deep into like, we need to practice that. You should have practiced that song because there were missing notes, and the fact that we had rehearsed that song multiple times, more than a couple, and like in rehearsal it was better. Like, I'm not gonna like it was better than what we just played at the PAC. And I was like, I wonder why. But it wasn't even that. It was just because I only played 2 songs. And the group 1 played all their songs except for this another song that was just a Spanish song. But because of time. But I was just like, I'm unsure of this because we have not just 2 songs. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 8 songs that we need to go over, because I don't think we should, we need more time. We need more time, and not on not on show day, or like, on the day on Thursday, and then we come early and then we try to hopefully fix things. I don't think that's not gonna help. I have done this more than multiple times to know that it's not gonna work like that. And to think ahead of what's going on. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I left feeling like, and then my instructor was like, how was that? Like he was talking to everyone in general. I just stayed silent because I didn't want to say anything. And then he asked me personally, like, what do you think about that? And I was like, I didn't give him a full answer. I did not respond, but only giving him facial expressions. And I was just like, I don't know. I honestly, I wish I can give you an answer. And it's terrifying. It should be scary. It should be scary and terrifying, because that's not an answer that I want to give my instructor. And it's not like I am taking this seriously, but at times, especially trying to do this more, trying to organize, especially doing this in a different setting, I don't know why it shouldn't be taken seriously. And I'm not talking about playing why it's taken seriously. I'm talking about in general of what we're doing, instead of focusing on not doing the things and like being and just goofing off in general. And then when it comes time to like rehearse, and like, oh, we have to be in this serious mode. I am not talking about that. But it should be in a way where the random distractions should be at a limit. But there is no limit when it comes to just goofing off and just like thinking like everything is going to be okay, or like, I want to do this and then go home or whatever. Like, it's just like, what, how is it? I just don't understand. And let me be very clear. I am not a serious person, but when it comes down to, especially doing what you want, like doing what you love, not just me saying this, but also other people in the ensemble, like doing what you love, which is music. You want to play music, you want to play with others. That's like mainly the home point, and like playing with songs and, etc. But, we, like I have mentioned, we only have 2 hours of rehearsal every Tuesday, and that is not enough. So if you know that's not enough, then you should be also practicing outside of class, because outside of class you have more time. You have unlimited time. Besides, you having your life and, job, work, and like, family, all that stuff, you have unlimited time until the next Tuesday, where it is limited for 2 hours being all with everyone together. And sure, you can do whatever you want, but it's not going to be enjoyable for everyone to goof off. Like, it's like in my group, like I'm almost 4 out of 5 people in my group goof off. Random bursts of whatever stuff during rehearsal. And I'm just like, we use so much of that time to goof off that we could have gone over the set. We could have restarted and go over that song again, or you could fix your sound. You could put in dynamics. You can put in, like, instead of going fast every single time, every rehearsal playing Just Like Heaven way too fast, how about tone the tempo down a little bit so that I don't have to rush my lyrics, and like to think ahead instead of trying to like mentally, this is like a mental thing, mentally distract ourselves, and then we wonder why we're not sounding better, or we sound better in rehearsal than on stage, and so forth. And it's like, I am not asking a lot. I am just stating the facts. And I'm like, in my head, and I have talked with my instructor about this, and I am like, it's like, how could I not take it personally a little bit? Like, I'm not in thinking like everyone is like wanting to do this because I'm the one in my group. I'm the only one really who wants to be here and actually want to be productive with my time. And I'm not thinking like there was 1 or 2 times where they did it purposely by distracting the whole group so that, they can, waste time and then class is over, or whatever it is, but I don't think, like, I'm not in my head thinking like, oh, they're doing this because I'm trying to like control the group or whatnot. Absolutely not. And I have talked with my instructor about the concerns in the ensemble. And you may think, well, yeah, like when I was explaining, like, what does the instructor think about this? Well, I think my instructor is doing really well. Not gonna lie, I think he's doing really well. I have talked many times, especially about certain issues like this, and like, he has talked with the group about, we need some of the things I have stated about, like, the distractions, work on your sound, work as a group, not individually, is what he has said many times, and advocate to individually think for ourselves so that, we can have, this, our group, collectively work really well, so I think he's doing the best he can, and he's doing incredible. Especially, I had to give it to him for, even making a date for the show, and having us and bringing. He brought his own drum sets. He has so many things, but he has brought his own drum sets to the pack so that the drummer can play on it. I have to give credit where credit is due. Okay, so he is doing his job. Okay. So I have really no problems. It's just, we know what is expected of us to do. It's just, we are not, 9 times out of 10, not doing it. And we can do so much more. And I'm like, I really think about this all the time because I really want to do more things with not just me, but also with other people that I work in my group. I mean, I literally was like like a couple nights ago, I was like, has this situation become a new thing where it is like, I never really have any like bad experience about like working in music, and like, cause this is like the thing that I love, but if this is like music depression, then this sucks than regular depression. And like, I could not have agreed more. Like, this like sucks more than regular depression. It's just because it's music, and like and how it's related to music, because I'm working with musicians who, I will say, I am not a professional, and I'm, you know, I am guiding myself to be in that direction of a professional singer or pianist, but I am not trying to be like, oh, I'm so professional and like I'm better than someone or like my group or whatnot. I am not doing that, and that is not me. But I have qualities of like knowing when to actually do things with my time, especially with being with other people, and that's really kind of it. Like, I'm not trying to be extra or anything like that. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything when I'm on this subject, but anyways, so like further on to the story, on Thursday, I was there early, and I was going up in the booth where, in this booth, there's like, you know, where the control, where the mix is and stuff, and there's this sound engineer guy that I have met last year, and he's really cool. He's amazing. Honestly, he's incredible of working it all on his own mostly, with the sound, with the like switching the slides, and other things. But I was just going up there and then going down there. But I was going up there because I needed to put the slides, the songs, the song, the background picture, in order for him. And so, as I was up there a couple of times, through like the session, I think when we weren't playing, when Group 1 was playing on stage, and some of like 3 members came up when I was in the booth, and like one of them said, hey, we needed to tell you about something. And I was like, okay. And basically they needed to cut 2 songs because one of them said clearly like, oh, we need to cut the songs as because I think you added them to, you know, we needed more time on those songs, and you added them too late. It was just basically you needed to cut 2 songs. But I'm trying to put where like, oh, it's because I added them like last minute. Like, it sounded like I added them last minute. And frankly, I didn't. 2 sessions, I don't think necessarily is last minute. Maybe on like Tuesday, the Tuesday that in the pack, that will be last minute, and I would not be doing that. But like, not the session. The other session, I added 2 songs. So okay, I want to be very clear. So we had already played the songs live on not when it was the Native International Week, and then during that time, and that was in November, and then we had 2 other songs that I have added, that I have picked, that the group had that the group had agreed on. And, you know, I was practicing those songs, but then they didn't listen to it that much. So that's the reason why it sounded kind of funky in rehearsal. And then, you know, that's the reason why they're bringing it up now when I'm like trying to go through the slides and stuff. Also, there was it was a total of songs was, I believe, 11. I had to go back, maybe I had to go back and check on that, but it was at least 11 songs. But then the songs that they told we need to take off is 505 and then High Tops. So that's not oh my gosh, I know how to count. I'm just trying to stay on the subject. So that's 11, 10, 9, I believe 9 songs. But then there was other 2 songs that we had practiced for a while, for more than 2 sessions, and that was, and those were that was the High Tops and that was 505. But the other the added 2 that I added were very it was last minute, which was on Tuesday, not this Tuesday but the other Tuesday, and I was like, I have no problem taking them off. Like, I have no problem. I'm not gonna like make a big deal out of like, oh, come on, like, you know, we can do this, we just need to like find more time. And like, because I know clearly we couldn't have we're not gonna, it's not gonna be available. It's not, especially how much time you guys distract yourselves. So but yeah, there was additional songs, just to be clear, there was additional songs that was way before you know, the concert date and also rehearsal that I have picked and everyone agreed on. But then eventually we just like, oh, we can't do, like, they told me no High Tops, no 505, and then no Mirror Ball, and then no that other Spanish song. So, and then the only thing that was new was we added Star Treatment to the Popular Music Ensemble concert. That was the only thing that's new. So I'm like, okay, not a big deal. And then they went back, whatever, somewhere in the audience and stuff like that. So whew, I'm doing so well. And I was gonna be really angry and be like, or whatever, but like, I'm just kind of like chilling out. Okay, so moving on. After that, then I was like, okay. And then there was other kind of things of like, some student who really wasn't in the ensemble that much, but still got to perform one song during intermission, which was okay. But that's no shade. It's just that I had slides, and then we were figuring it out on Wednesday, because Wednesday I do have class, electronic music, and I was figuring out like, okay, what is this person's song, so I can put like a background of it. But unfortunately there was no background and stuff, so I was like, okay, well, I did my best to be helpful and then make the, you know, the background and stuff interesting to just look at, whatever. But I would say in general the concert went well. Did I enjoy myself while performing? Sure. But given what I just stated, if I can't even talk about group one. The group one, I'm always talking about. I would say the things I'm talking about in general will help the ensemble, but I'm mainly directing to like talking about my group, like group two. So like I would say sure, I did enjoy performing, but given what I have stated, we still have a lot of work to do in general. And it's like, so how close are you with these people that you work with at school? And that answer is close to like not close at all. Like if you're talking about close, like if since this is Arizona, if you were talking about close to like New Mexico, no, it's close to New York. That's how far of a close we are. And it's not anything upsetting to me, but it's just like I would like to connect more. I have tried doing that, but I think I'm just not the person for that. And it's not about like the goofing off situation or talk about other things other than music. It's not that. I think, we just didn't, the vibe is different. So and I don't think it's going to work if we're not on the same page. And I tried to advocate for that and just didn't turn out well. So, and that's kind of, yeah. And I'm not really down about that. It's just I wish I could be more. I done my best. I done what I can to not just connect on the music level, but also on a non talking about music level. Yeah. So, and I just don't, I already stated that I am not the type of person to be serious, but like when it comes to being with a group of people, like this is not like a regular class, like a math class, like it's, and this is not like a class, a regular class in general. Like, if I was in, okay, let's just say a math class, it's different than a music class, not just because it's music, but because one is a class and then that's your individual time. Forget about group projects or whatnot. That's like, that's different. But it's mostly individual time versus an ensemble, right? You have to collectively work more than individual. Like individual would be at home, off, not class time. That would be more individual. But as an ensemble, it's more working together. And especially this ensemble for 2 hours, working together for 2 hours. It is not like I'm sensing the vibe. I'm not seeing anyone like really hating each other or like really disliking each other. It's just like, okay, we're in this room for 2 hours and, we're playing music, but that's kind of it. Like, there's nothing else like going on. So we probably, may have to distract ourselves or whatnot. But it's, and that's where I'm like, we have breaks, okay? I'm not advocating for distractiveness, but if you want to go goof off and stuff like that, then we can take like a 5-minute break. A 5-minute break. And then get back to it. Instead of like I said, random things happening, and it's just like we're not on the same page, and like you keep turning the page when we're still focusing on this or whatnot. So I want to say this, I am not trying to be like about this whole thing, okay? And I don't think that's what it is. It's just how people use their time, and it's not wisely. Versus me, I'm not trying to think about I'm not trying to think about the next thing to distract myself, other than what can we change? How can we change this sound to make it even better? That should be distracting me, because that is something that I am willing to distract myself, rather than thinking about what the heck anything else is. But other than that, I'm still here. I'm living. Yeah. So, moving on. The Friday, I had pianist recital, and I, in fact, was a different setting, different people, and I really enjoyed my 3 pieces, and I think I did really well. I think at the third one, which is a very famous one, people hear, and I heard it too, especially when I wanted to play faster. I just kind of messed up a little bit at the end, but at least I continue. The important thing, if I have music knowledge, the important thing is, even though I played wrong notes, I still continue. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed myself, and I was there for the entire thing, and I thought the other musicians were incredible, especially that person who played guitar. So, okay, we are 36 minutes into this video. So, I think that's kind of it for music stuff. I'm kind of glad that I got that out of my chest and kind of vented. And the reason why, I even made this video in the first place, not just because it's the end of the year, but also because I need to speak my truth. I really have opened doors to even do this, even to make videos and start a channel and try to get out there, even though no one is really watching, which is not a bad thing. It's just because no one's watching, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just, I want to do more things, and then those more things will affect how I'm up, what things are already available to watch or to do or to interact, and that would get more popularity and stuff like that. But, yeah, I just need to speak my truth. And if someone wanted to, make a video and, have the, talk about, have a different experience, then sure, I'm not gonna be upset that someone is going to, and if someone, mentioned me or whatnot, I'm not going to be, upset, even though we may have different perspectives on the situation at the matter. But, yeah, and I'm online, so it's not whatever. But, I always think for myself and even for others, but having to think for myself, because I need to strongly, I always, as ourselves, we always put ourselves first, but I always want to think of putting myself with other people around me, but then eventually at the end of the day, I have to go back to me, because I either involve myself in that, or either I have, committed whatever it is I'm doing. I want to put more, I want to thank myself more for that. I want to give myself credit more, because, and this is going to branch off to other things, but my situation at home, my situation at school, my situation for this year has been a lot. I have stated that many videos, thankfully. And I'm just really proud. I still, at the end of the day, am really proud of the progress I have made. The progress where I do love what I love doing and continue to do that despite lots of things that are happening around the world and happening in our communities and along those lines. And even though there's some things that I would like to do better, or I would like to do more, I have to be okay with where I'm at right now. And yeah, I just wanted to say that. But moving on, I don't want to get emotional. Moving on, let's get into it. I was gonna say, like, whatever. My parents, I would say in general, my parents, you know, one's a hard worker, the other is a hard worker at home, but needs to do better. And I think we already know who. But what I'm trying to say about this is, outlining, it's hard to outline it's not hard, but it's like, because this is an anecdotal, all this thing, what this video and other videos are lots of anecdotals unless I'm stating facts or whatnot. But, I think my parents in general are just, misguided in some things, and in general, just their love is conditional. And that is not like something that is surprising to me. I'm just stating that because I have done my research and things, and also listened to stories of how people like my age, and also adults who realize that what they've been doing can be hurtful with their actions and stuff can be hurtful, and can have like permanent permanent bad relationships with your child. And so by me saying that, I'm not saying that my mother or my father are wanting to be bad or have bad or bad people, but they do have some intentions where, that was wrong of you. And what was wrong was how you treated me. Because I know in my heart that I am not the bad kid that you think of. I am not the misguided person that you think of, or what you think of. Just because I have a different perspective, different thing on life, that doesn't mean that you need to try to change that, or try to continue doing the things that that are not helping the situation, and it's making it worse. And I'm not talking about you need to be taking that. You're always talking about taking the trash out and stuff like that. And like, I keep telling you that. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about personal bad things. Like making a comment about, because I'm a care provider, I'm taking care of my brother. And remembering, that comment hurt about you saying that, I'm just, I'm not actually, this isn't a real job of taking care of my brother. Or my dad saying, which is a hurtful thing of like, calling me slurs, saying whatever, especially as and then trying to be like this father of like, I have been changed. I think I'm trying to be a better person, and also, I know I know I said, like, he has said slurs and being rude and stuff, but like, just being like the tone and the actions of being very so aggressive, and not just around me, but also around, your ex-wife, divorced wife, does not help the situation. Especially doesn't help when, a brother, my small brother, is crying and stuff like that, yada yada yada. So that being said, I just wanted to state that, because, like, I am not a bad person. I'm actually the opposite of a bad person. I'm actually trying to have more jobs than just one. Even though, like, lots of Gen Z people are like, I agree with this too. Like, I shouldn't have to work to live. I agree with that 100%. Or to live to work. To live, you must work. One of those two, but it's like, I shouldn't be like working and trying to live and like throughout, like, the entire time, because that's, mentally, the studies of that, like, mentally and physically, that's not good for you. And, like, and that's how, like, lots of people, there's like anxiety disorders and like unaliving reports and stuff like that. But it's like, I like to have, at least I would like to have one more job, like, and I've been at that point where I'm just so tired of, like, sending my resume and stuff and no one accepting me, and, like, I'm just tired. I tried. I sent, like, at least 100. Not necessarily this past year, but last year plus this year, at least 100. And there's been new stuff popping up, and it's not, it can't be me, okay? Because clearly there's something wrong with some of you people who think that the job market is going really well when it's actually going really horrible based off on the administration. And if you're wondering, like, where's the evidence? Go look it up online. Go look it up. Look, go go look at the job reports. And then they still say that, we've been getting more jobs than ever. Please. I can't. But anyways, I want to benefit myself because I know that I need to. And to get the hell out of my parents' house, because I honestly don't want to be there. But I have no choice, because there's no friends, and I'm not trying to be like that, like, that person that, like, crashes out of someone's place because I just got kicked out or whatnot. I don't want to be that, so I have no choice but to stay in the shelter. The shelters, they're the government. Yes, this is a problem where the government is shutting down shelters for people who are homeless or who just lost homeless and trying to benefit themselves so that they can't be homeless anymore. But the government, the administration, both, is trying to get rid of that. And that's messed up. Because you're telling me that if I lose my job, and then because I lose my job, I lost my house, I lost everything, and now I'm on the streets, and me, or a person who wants to get out of the streets, can't do that? Because you destroyed the system that does it. Shame on you. Okay. So that's where I'm at. So I am not trying to be homeless, and so I'm staying at my parents' house to make enough money, and hopefully, it's not just, I know it takes more than just making money. It takes like another career, and I'm trying to get a music career where it takes that, and so that I don't have to be in that situation anymore. And then I know for a fact that when I'm living with myself, with my son, my dog, everything will be so much better. I will have my own problems, like my own rent, my own electric bill, my own electricity bill, my own, trash bill, all that stuff, plus gas. I'll have my own problems. But at this stage of life, absolutely not. Don't have the money for it. And it's not because listen, you may be like, oh, you've been going to these concerts and stuff like that. Hey, I don't make enough money to pay for rent. Even if my parents try to charge me, I still won't be able to make enough money, because I still also buy groceries a little bit. I still also have to pay for my phone bill, okay, my gas, my school stuff, because FAFSA is not doing anything. They want to ask so many questions. And be like, okay, what's your mom's W-2? What's your dad's W-2? Oh, he doesn't have a W-2. He needs to make a written statement, or another. He needs to log into an IRS account and then he can send that W-2. Too much. So that's where I'm at. And yeah. So let me just move on to positive stuff. Let's do that. So, for plans for 2026. Plans for 2026. So, first step, I'm going to state that I will be saving more of my money. I have come to terms, speaking of concerts, I have come to terms that I will be saving as much money as possible and not really going to concerts next year. Unless it's Harry Styles. Yeah. Unless it's Harry Styles. But there's only one concert that I already paid for this year, for 2025. And I'm glad that Del Water Gap is touring at the Van Buren next year, February 21st, I believe. And I'm really excited. I got VIP tickets. And I can't wait to be waiting in line and then going at that concert. And that is the only concert that I'm going to. Nothing else. Yeah. Really excited. I think I said two things. Yeah. One, I'm only going to one concert. And then two, I'm saving my money because I'm not going to any other concerts. So that's basically it for that. Another thing, I won't be spending that much, but I will be getting some things that I need to get, like clothing. I got like this cool belt that's like it's like a seat belt, and it goes perfectly well with my cargo pants, so that I can like take them easily on and off. What else? Yeah, I got some stuff this year, and I'm gonna get more stuff a little bit next year, but it won't be costing like a concert ticket. So just wanted to say that. What else? Hey, I'm still alive. I know it's been stressful. Hey, I'm still alive. I'm trying to do the best I can for the sake of my mental health. And, you know, just trying to be comfortable in my own space, in my own room and stuff. And, yeah. And also, speaking of my own space, my own room, well, it just made me think of my dog Kylo, because I love my son so much. We've been going out to walks. I've been walking him out more, and it's been wonderful. He really enjoys it. I enjoy it too. Yeah. What else before I end this video, because it's like 55 minutes. Not sorry for trying to think of one last thing. Oh, I wanted to state that I will be uploading this ASAP, because obviously there's another video that's coming up that is talking about like other things I have addressed in the video and other videos, but it's just because, you know, I have no idea. There's so much has gone. Like I said, 2025 is the worst year I ever had, and I think lots of people, and I heard lots of people could have agreed more. So I may for a while not be posting videos. Who knows? It's just, I'm not trying to do so much. And also I'm really not trying to edit. I'm sick of editing my videos. So, except, I'm so glad I remembered, except I will be, for the concert, Del Water Gap concert, I will be filming that. So that is like probably the last thing, then for a while, that I'll be recording. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. So thank you so much for watching, especially this one, because there's a lot of things that I think have been on my mind, and I just wanted to state it because it truly, really sometimes breaks my heart, but also it is in my heart, and then I speak my mind to you. So if you definitely really sympathize or, you know, like this video, then like this video, and also subscribe if you're new. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. My name is Cosmo Star, and we'll see you next time.